This is the reading for Sunday, the 23rd of November, 2025. And I guess I better read it because our senior minister, Reverend Jesse Jennings, when he did the announcements today, said that there were readings in the morning and readings in the evening. From Reverend Lisa in the morning, and me in the evening. So I better get on with it, right? Anyway, just moving ahead. The quote for the day is, it's a Buddhist proverb, which says, fear does not prevent death, it prevents life. And of course, the title of the whole thing is Letting Fear Through. And that's a pretty good statement. Fear does not prevent death, it prevents life. And Ernest Holmes, in This Thing Called You, on page 4 of that publication, says, there is something within you beyond all doubt and fear, something that has never been limited by your acts or destroyed by your feeling. This is the only something that can make you whole. He's talking about spirit, of course. And then I think the light is acting kind of wacky here. All right, so continue. Author Mark Nepo shares a powerful story from his 30s when he was gripped by fear after a rare lymphoma diagnosis. One night he dreamed that the Tang Dynasty poet Tu Fu appeared, sitting cross-legged on a sandy shore, scratching delicate patterns with a branch. In the dream, Mark crouched beside him and urgently asked, how do I block the fear? The poet remained silent, continuing to trace lines in the sand. Mark Nepo grew frustrated, repeating his question with desperation. Finally, Tu Fu looked up and simply asked, how does a tree block the wind? And he vanished. When Mark Nepo woke up, he understood. A tree does not block the wind, it lets it pass through. Okay, his telling of the dream reminds me that fear cannot be walled off, cannot be outrun, and cannot be medicated away. So much of life is built around prevention energy, crafting routines and defenses to avoid discomfort. So much so that we miss the moments of spontaneity and freedom. He goes on to say, letting fear through is about meeting it directly, refusing to push it away or cling to safety. It's turning toward the fear with courage and curiosity, even when it whispers the old familiar refrains, you are not enough. You are unworthy. You are unlovable. He goes on to say, to let fear through is to keep showing up anyway, to love instead of seeking love, to listen deeply instead of waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for validation, to move forward in life instead of shrinking from it. Each time we allow fear to pass through us, we claim more of our wholeness. So how do we go about this? Well, as my leader, Reverend Jesse, is always saying, we do our spiritual work. Every day we do some spiritual work, and that can be meditation. In fact, this morning we talked about meditation because at the interfaith celebration last Tuesday, one of the speakers got up and talked about meditation. And it was surprising because he was somebody who obviously who was expected to be like a meditation expert. But he said, I can't do the regular forms of meditation. They just don't work for me. So what I do is I concentrate on my breath. I use my breath. And that's what I do. And I was discussing this with Reverend Jesse this morning. And one way to get beyond fear is actually just to put things at one side and just do some meditation. And as I said, in my case, most of my meditation is breath work. It's breathing. It's concentrating on my breath. And when the thoughts come in, I push them out. And the other thing we do is we continue to read good stuff, listen to good stuff, keep in good company, be in community. When you're in community, it's wonderful because you not only get physical support and help at times, you also get that sense of community, which helps build you up. And I know some of our members have been struggling with likability. And it's hard once you get in that groove. So one way is to do your spiritual work and to be in community. And to me, Irreverent Lisa, quite rightly, is always talking about self-care. You know, it's one of her main things, is telling people self-care is incredibly important. And it is. It really is important. And one thing I try to stress to people is, just like Reverend Jesse, do your spiritual work. And when you need help, reach out for help. And it's really important, just as important as taking care of yourself physically is taking care of yourself mentally and spiritually. And as I said, when you need help, reach out for it. There is absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, I heard a quote the other day that said, asking for help actually is a strength. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. I forgot where I heard it. So when you need help, reach out. We are here. Reach out to me. If I cannot help you, I promise you one thing. I will do my level best to find someone who can. And if you need prayer, reach out to us. Let us know. We have people who are specialized in prayer. They're called practitioners, and ministers are also practitioners. So people in our center, in our organization, specialize in praying for people. So if you need prayer, you need help, reach out to us. And the affirmation, my good friends: I allow fear to pass through me, standing rooted in love and presence. And standing rooted in love and presence comes from doing your spiritual work. My wonderful colleague, Reverend Lisa, will be back to, she'll be, I think she's at the Renfest today, but the Renfest doesn't go on during the week. At least she doesn't, because she has a regular job as well as being a minister. She'll be on about 9:15 tomorrow morning. I'll be back hopefully at 5. Depends once again what time my mediation finishes. I usually mediate in the afternoons. So until next time, please take care of yourselves. I'm trying to get used to the fact that the light has started to dim already, and it's only 10 minutes to 5 Central Time. Yeah, almost 10 minutes to 5 Central Time. And it's already starting to look a bit darker out there. But there's something good about winters. I remember growing up, and in the winter time, it went darker a lot faster and came light a lot later where I grew up. But there was something wonderful about sitting around a warm fire on a cold winter's day. There's something really good about that. So with that thought, I will leave you until next time. Namaste.